Hello everyone, welcome back. Tone here with another Dominion Daily. Having so much fun with this series and excited to do another one. We're going to keep the option for the next tier of expansion cards in here. You know, it's funny, I've probably played 10 to 15 games with that setting now, and the only time I've gotten only base cards from it was the one time, or the first time I tried to record a episode here. To share the expansion cards with you guys, and we ended up not getting it, so I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, we're going to keep that option. I'm okay with leaving the to fate whether we end up with base Dominion, because I still think base Dominion is fun to play. So let's jump right into this game. And by the way, if you guys want to support me and the channel here, you can do that over at patreon.com/Tonehack, so feel free to check that out if you would like. We do have an expansion game. Chapel, we have a good Trasher. We have a lot of cards we're familiar with from base. Poacher is pretty good open. Let's see. A lot of cards I'm not familiar with. Let's see what these fives are real quick. Hunter, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. From those cards, put an action, treasure, and victory card into your hand, discard the rest. So pretty good draw. Jester. Each other player discards the top card of their deck. If it's a victory card, they gain a curse. Otherwise, they gain a copy of the discarded card, or you do. Your choice. It's an interesting gain card. Stables. You may discard a treasure for +3 cards and +1 action. Remake. Do this twice. Trash a card from your hand, then gain a card costing exactly 1 more than it. Okay. Oh, we opened 2-5. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Chapel here. I'm gonna grab Jester. That sounds really strong this early. Because if they keep drawing coppers, I can add more coppers to their deck. It also gives me coin. The trash here. They grab Sage. What does that do? Reveal the cards from your deck until you reveal one costing 3 or more. Put that card into your hand and discard the rest. So this is kind of like +1 action. It's +1 draw that discards your bad cards. That's pretty nice. So I'm gonna give them another copper. Probably not as strong as it could be since this board has Chapel on it, but pretty neat. And then what direction do we want to go in next? I don't see any +buy on this board. So we're going to need some money here, especially when I'm trashing so hard. Well, I have 5. I should take advantage of that. I'm grabbing another Jester. Why not? We probably need a Wandering Mistral for some actions, now that I have a few terminal actions in my deck. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, put the action cards back in any order, and discard the rest. I like that, especially if we're not going to have too much treasure. Or if we're going to draw through and want the treasure like later. Yeah, I have 3 here. I think I need to grab a silver. And again, I'm not familiar with a lot of these cards, so I'm just kind of winging it here because I don't want to hold up my opponent. I can trash 2 coppers this turn or play 1 Jester. My deck's getting pretty thin already. I think I'm going to play a Jester and pick up the Wandering Mistral. And I'll take a Sage. Yeah, it seems good. We have 4 here. gonna grab another minstrel. Or I could do throne room. Throne room's pretty good. Grab a minstrel though. I think having extra actions will be pretty good. So this is sort of like a village. I just discarded all my treasure, which is a good thing here. Probably gonna get, yeah, I was about to say another Jester. Sure, I'll take another sage. They can have another copper. And then we're gonna have 5 again. I think Hunter is gonna be pretty good. I feel like grabbing a Hunter. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. From those cards, put an action, treasure, and victory card into your hand. Discard the rest. It potentially draws multiple cards, including ones that you don't want, like your victory cards, which seems pretty good. Because that taking that victory card from it doesn't eat into your other card draw. It's just something it does. Oh, they were disconnected. Yeah, you can have that back. Requested to undo playing their throne room there. Almost doesn't matter what I grab next year because I'm gonna get to choose with my Hunter, I believe. And I grab the sage. Wait, no. We discard the rest. I have 2 actions. I think I'm just gonna take the Jester here. I actually don't want a silver. I was thinking about buying a gold here. Stable seems interesting because the way I'm looking is you can keep discarding your gold if you have one in hand, and then you eventually get to the point where you can draw it again. If you have like a well-running, well-trashed deck. Kind of where I'm thinking. Silver? I don't want silver. I'll keep giving them the silvers. And I think I'll grab. Let's grab a stable. I was gonna wait till I had more like treasure we want in our deck, but we still have a lot of copper and stuff that we haven't trashed out, so... Well, I think I have like 2 copper in my deck. I don't think I have a lot, but... I'm getting treasure in my hand a lot, so I have a feeling we'll have a lot to discard pretty often. Okay, so they gave me an extra chapel. They have a Jester now as well. I feel like I should grab a ton of Jesters, honestly. You hit good cards, it forces them to discard them from their deck, and you get one. You hit bad cards, you fill their deck with them. You can steal provinces and add curses to their deck. It seems like a pretty good card. I've been thinking that it wouldn't be worth having too many of those, but I might grab more. This doesn't really matter because we're not drawing more this turn. Throne room? I'll take a throne room. I have 2, 3. I could grab another gold if I only trash 1 copper, but I think I'm gonna grab a Jester and trash some. Probably need more minstrels for actions. And then I'm going to want some card draw, so hunters and stables I think will be good. I'm going to start trying to get gold. And we can start buying provinces. There's no plus buy here. And I don't see a way to gain provinces. This doesn't work. Because you would need a 7-cost card. What happened? They're playing Jesters. I drew an estate, so I gained a curse, and then I just discarded my stables, and they gained one. Okay. So this is +3 cards and +1 action if I discard a treasure, so I can play that and keep playing actions. Well, I got a minstrel. I have 3 actions here. Actually don't really have anything I want to trash. I could trash the silver, so I'm just going to play a ton of Jesters, I guess. Including Throne Rooming one. Which means we're going to have a lot of money here. I probably buy a province this turn. They can have more silver. I'll take a Sage. We'll play another Jester. Remake. I don't think I want to remake. I could turn Sages into Throne Rooms. I don't know, I'm not into that on this board. I could turn my 5 cards into gold, but I like all my 5 cards right now. So they can have another remake. That is cool with me. I'll play another Jester. They can have a silver. I'm putting so many silvers into their deck. That's got to be problematic for them. And then I have 10 and 1 buy. I'm just going to get a province. Oh, they provinced last turn too. I didn't notice that. Those silvers really clog up their Sage plays too, because they end up revealing a silver card. And just drawing that, like that. Boom. And they were buying a lot of Sages early. Oh, this is potentially not a great hand for us. I have 21 cards in my deck. Nice to keep stock of that every once in a while. Wow, they're getting lucky with those Jesters putting curses into my deck. Although, I don't mind that one bit, because it gets the province out of my deck. I would have drew that province when I play this. But now I don't. I potentially draw something that extends my turn, like this Stables. So they actually did me a huge favor there. I probably should have played this before the Sage. I could have picked what card I was going to draw next. So the order here does matter, because if they play a Jester, it's what they're going to see. Otherwise, I'm drawing all these next turns. So I'm going to put Chapel, Sage, and Throne Room. This is the order that I don't want them and don't mind my opponent having them. If they play a Jester, they're going to discard my Chapel, which will be nice. Meanwhile, I will play Jesters. Sages seem fine to gain. I'm going to keep gaining those. And all these Sages I'm getting for free are a decent reason to grab Remake, I feel. Throne Room, I'll take a Throne Room. I'm not going to trash the silver because I want to buy a province this turn. And that would put it out of reach for me. Otherwise I would have. They trashed their Throne Room and a Jester and silver into a Throne Room. So my silvers that I'm giving them are giving them good remake fodder. Do I throne room the sage? That's probably the safe thing to do here. Okay, let's play it safe. They didn't buy a province that turn either. Let's grab the minstrel. Wait, I did that. No, okay, no, I discarded the curse. I thought that was going to stay on my deck. Okay, so I did that right. Take more silvers, bud. Trash those. This estate is actually... Oh, whatever, I don't really want it. Let's see. Grab a hunter, I think. I'm concerned that I don't have enough treasure to take advantage of the stables now. They do because I put so many silvers in their deck. But stables became a great card. I wonder when they started picking them up. Which is a really interesting dynamic of this board, actually. That I was trying to punish them by giving them silvers, but it actually added a ton of value to one of their cards. See, they're discarding the silvers with it. Oh, I made the mistake of saying that I was setting up my top cards for them to Jester earlier. That's not true, because I would have drawn those right into my hand anyways. At the end of my turn. They made me discard a Jester in a stable and they gained them. Trashing silvers into throne rooms, and then throne rooms into hunters. Does remake go to your hand? No, it doesn't. I thought they turned a silver into a throne room into a Jester, but they happen to have both in their hand. This is a very similar hand to last time. I think we play it safe and throne room the sage again. Play sage again. Wandering Mistral, yeah, I'll take one of those for sure. I am down by 6. I don't think I can afford to trash an estate here, and this game's gonna end pretty soon. We'll just end our actions here. And I don't want anything for 2. Maybe I should have bought an estate actually to keep me 1 up if it comes down to even provinces. Just funny because I trashed an estate before. It'd be weird just to buy one back. But as we get even closer, having an extra point does have more value. And even if I had it out of my deck for 1 shuffle, that's a little bit of value. They've got a really good deck going now. I think they're able to play these remakes and stables to great value with all the silvers I put into their deck. Because they basically turned a lot of those silvers into throne rooms. Look at all the cards they're discarding. Yeah, I punished myself when I thought I was punishing them. That's an interesting dynamic here. Dude, how do they keep hitting my victory cards with that Jester? Wow, unbelievable. How do I come back from this? Let's see, I'm gonna play a Hunter next. Which means I'll discard a bunch of these. I think I want another Hunter. Well, it doesn't matter. It's going to ask me out of those. I'm going to throne room to throne room, because that saves an action over playing 2 individual throne rooms, and you get the same effect. I'm going to take the Hunter. Sage. And then Throne Room the Hunter again. I'm gonna take the Sage. The Jester is a dead end for my hand. It doesn't yet give me enough coin to buy a province. I don't want to just buy a province right now, though. I think it would be really good if I could. Okay, I think at the very beginning of the game I mentioned that the Jester could copy their province. That doesn't work. That's when the curse effect comes in. Let's see. I think I'll just keep taking Sages here for the moment. I don't have 1,000,000 silver in my deck, so we're probably going to gain pretty good cards from them. This Sage, because we know what's in our deck. Draw those. And play the Minstrel. Order doesn't really matter here, because I'm going to play Stables next and draw both of them. And then we play a bunch of Jesters. I'll take Stables now. This is all the treasure I have in my deck. I don't like the idea of giving them a Stables, so I guess I'll take it. I'll take the Sage as well. That's going to punish their Poacher a little bit, having a blank pile now. I can't Chapel anything. I can't buy a prop. Well, I have to, but I'm behind now. So if they can buy a province this turn, they win. They could also win by draining 2 piles, like the Throne Room and Stables. So we're playing from behind. And it looks like they have a really good turn going now. I have a feeling they will be able to afford the province here. Dude, how do they keep hitting my victory cards? I'm actually losing because of these curses are putting me out of reach. Oh, this is a terrible hand, and the curses. Oh my gosh. Welp. I didn't even look at my hand before that. That was so bad. This is a good hand. This is a fantastic hand. They ended up with a really strong deck. I think they have most of the silvers out of their deck at this point too. They've been playing Remake on them. This game has had an interesting dynamic, because I think I had a strong advantage early, and I somehow gave that away by allowing them to pick up so many silvers and like using remakes and stuff. I gave them a remake at one point too. They took a like excellent advantage of the cards that I gave them. And on a board with no plus buys, hard for me to come back right now. I probably need to grab a remake at some point so I could start turning things into duchies. But victory is so far out of reach. Wait, what? Oh shoot, I discarded the Stables. I screwed up. I screwed up really badly. I was thinking I'd draw the Stables next. I really screwed that up. Oh, I just probably... I mean, I wasn't going to win anyways, but I just, like... This was the good turn we were looking for, and I really screwed it up. It doesn't matter. I feel bummed out about that. I feel like I should resign at this... I'm actually only down by 9. They haven't had a good turn in a while. I can't believe I did that. I guess I wouldn't have been able to get a province, because that would end the game, so end result of that turn was going to buy a duchy anyways. I was about to say, but playing Jesters and getting a curse into their deck is one of the ways that I'd be able to actually win. That was rough. Let's see. Go ahead and Throne Room the Wandering Minstrel, I think. Let's grab that. I got stables and no treasure. That's too bad. I'll take a hunter. Oh, that's it, because there's no sages on the board, and again. Alright, we'll grab duchies. I feel like they had an opportunity to win already by clearing out these piles. These curses are actually destroying me. Yeah, they just need to buy Throne Room to win. Actually, I have enough coin for it. So this is going to be a good game here. Yep. That was a really interesting game. That was a fun one. It's pretty cool to start seeing some of these new cards, and a lot of the times I can read these and kind of understand what they do, but a lot of these effects are like much more complex than they are in base. So like Sage here, +1 action, then reveal cards from your deck until you reveal one costing 3 or more, put that into your hand and discard the rest. Like, that does a lot of things. And it's hard to get a grasp on how that plays until you actually, like, use it in a deck and see some of the consequences. Like, I forgot that it discarded. To be fair, I had a lot of cards that do similar things in that, because I feel like, Wandering Mistral... It's kind of similar, where you look through your top cards and look for an action card to put in your hand. You discard the non-action cards. Cool. I'm happy to be introduced to some more of these cards here. Okay, I only ended up with 2 curses in my deck. So they actually ended up, except for like really tanking my hands a few times, not hurting me too much. And look, they got all the silvers out of their deck. Wow, so I I gave them so many silvers, and they turned them all into throne rooms and poachers and stuff. They played me hard there. I thought I was punishing them, but Remake ended up being a huge card for them on that board because of that. Now, due to how Jester works, where either I can give myself or them the card, I could have taken those and grabbed a remake and done the same thing. And I was actually offered a remake with Jester at some point. So I could have done what they did if I had more foresight there. They only have 2 gold and a ton of stables here. I'm actually surprised that those weren't more problematic. But their deck ended up running so well. But I guess when you have a throne room and then a lot of the cards like these, then you can get some pretty good hands. But I don't know, all it really took them was to draw like a bunch of stables and some victory cards to have a really bad turn. That was a fun game for sure. A longer one too, and I'm enjoying checking out these new cards. My stage of the game right now is just kind of like keep playing these expansion games so I can learn the cards like that. And I'm having quite a bit of fun with that. But we'll call this one here, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.